name is Teresa Tchami, and I'm one of our Gallup-Certified strengths coaches here in the district. My top 5 strengths are learner, connectedness, positivity, relator, and achiever. Today's topic is Be Here Now. And what does that mean as you navigate through a difficult season like COVID-19? I want to challenge you today to really ponder with me how to embrace the present moment using strengths as a lens to look within, to invest in yourself, and to bring strengths into some of the concepts of mindfulness. There are so many things right now that are out of our control, but we still have the power to choose happiness over suffering, peace over worry, and it takes work and intentional investment in ourselves. Be here now in a difficult season is almost like being on a battlefield with or without armor. I can leverage my strengths as a way to protect myself against all the things in my life that are currently out of my control. I can use my learner to protect my mind, my connectedness and positivity to protect my heart, my achiever to protect the work of my hands, and to also help me to let go of all the things that I feel like I'm failing in. The season has been tough, and so many things that normally bring joy and fulfillment in life are just not available. Oftentimes, we look at others and we offer so much more grace than when we look at ourselves. So I want us to think about someone that you greatly look up to, or someone who in this season seems to have it all together, or who seems to possess a great amount of wisdom. What do you think it takes that gets them to that place of being so admired and adored? And I argue that I think it takes a lot of hard work and a lot of courage. We know that challenges produces perseverance, and perseverance character, and character hope. Today, I want to bring an activity and also an exercise. My mantra for this whole season is that we as human beings need connectedness, and we are not going to let the season of COVID-19 coronavirus take that away from us. So I really want to bring the concept of be here now as we do a couple things together, and we remember that no matter how we're investing in ourselves or leaning into our strengths or other people's strengths, that we are in this together. So what can we do to bring ourselves into the present moment via our strengths? A reminder, because the learner in me, Don Clifton, provides an analogy that we really are the carpenter. And our strengths are our tools. We need to understand what our tools are in order to apply them effectively. So when we think about strengths and mindfulness, it's really about holding up a mirror to yourself, staying curious about your strengths, and asking yourself, how are strengths showing up in different seasons, especially in a difficult season? Something that we need to understand about being in the present moment is it takes the courage to really allow our emotions to be our guidance system. A lot of times we see emotions as a negative or something that we're not able to be strong in. And for me, growing up, I was never allowed to cry. My dad, an amazing human being, and he did his very best to not only offer advice, but to try to prepare me to be a strong young woman. Anytime that I would be on the verge of crying, he would tell me, change the channel. And his way of protecting me, his way of trying to make me strong, was to try to prevent me from crying. Because to some people, crying may be a weakness. And it wasn't until my early 20s that I was so homesick living overseas, and I couldn't hold back the floodgate of tears any longer. And I just cried and cried and cried. And I think I cried through most of my 20s until I realized that embracing those emotions, really understanding how I feel, having the courage to just go through that pain, go through those emotions, I found my strength. So as we're talking about the difference between taking in a lot of advice, going down a million different paths toward mindfulness, when we're able to have the courage to be present in our strengths as we embrace the present moment, there's so much that can open up for us, because again, we have no control over all the things in our world that are happening, be it negative or positive. We only have control over ourselves and how we react to our current situations. So bringing strengths into your mindfulness, and again, having the courage to be here now, allows you to see yourself through the lens of your strengths. Before I present the activity that we have together, I want to also provide some of the advice and input from an incredible mindfulness expert that people consider Ram Dass. And he often provides the advice: be here now, don't anticipate, don't yearn for things of the past, let go of the past with forgiveness, and let go of the future with no anticipation. Identify with your soul now. That is one of our concepts of mindfulness. So again, this whole be here now topic is about bringing mindfulness, bringing strengths into mindfulness. So our activity that I want to challenge us with, that maybe we could do together, is creating a vision board. So my vision board is so much of our home edition of our quarantine. And I really want to challenge us to build our vision board around one of our strengths. I did put on the vision board my top 5 strengths, and I did it in puffy paint because I'm a sensory learner and I love to feel and connect with my environment through touch. So I wanted to provide that layered evidence of my top 5 strengths, which again are learner, connectedness, positivity, relator, and achiever. And something about my positivity that I wanted to make sure to include in my vision board is that positivity in a difficult season, it doesn't mean that I need to put my strength of positivity on the shelf just because I don't feel happy or I don't feel joyful. Positivity in the sense of, an artistic framework is positive and negative space. So I wanted to put on here, sometimes positivity is just acknowledging by the term positive space what is there. So what is here in my season, and kind of using my strengths as a vision to come out of this season. And I see myself strong as I'm navigating through this difficult season. So positive space, my love for family, Armin, my husband, Cyrus, my son, Porter, my dog, amazing neighbors, energy of nature is abundant. The ground is still under my feet. The sky is still above my head. I have food to eat, fresh water. The birds are still singing. There are still books to be read, paths to explore, technology to connect. My heart is still beating. I'm still breathing air. So even though most of the time in this season, I don't feel positive, I need to sit with that. I need to be okay with that. And I need to understand that positivity allows me to acknowledge what is there. And in that, if I spend more time and energy acknowledging what's there, I'm not acknowledging all the negative things around me. So it empowers me to embrace the moment because I am truly focusing on what I have control over. So invest in yourself. The next few minutes, I really wanted to allow the opportunity for just a deep breathing exercise that we can do together. You don't have to tune in for the next few minutes, but sometimes before we can really be in the present moment, sometimes we need to release some of the excess baggage, some of the weights and the burdens that are hindering our focus. And in order to bring that positivity or your strengths into mindfulness, sometimes we just need to kind of break down a little bit. And I almost think of how doctors, if there's a bone that was broken that didn't heal properly, sometimes they need to break that bone in order for the bone to grow back. strong. So when we think about showing up for ourselves, for our family, for the people that we love, when we think about showing up as the best version of ourselves, sometimes we need to realize that it's okay to backtrack a little bit or to break down something so that you can build it up and be more strong than how you presented yourself initially. So I just wanted to do some deep breathing exercises with you for the next couple minutes. You can tune out now or you can join me, but it's just something that helps me kind of release the baggage a little bit, that again, our sense of community and connectedness, we are in this together. So another exercise is going to be the next few minutes. So enjoy. I love you, and I will see you later this afternoon. The next couple minutes is going to be a very different kind of exercise in the sense of embracing community and connectedness, especially what we've built in this season together through coronavirus COVID-19. We are not going to let that sense of community and connectedness be taken away from us. So I wanted to welcome you into something that I do not do on a daily basis. I wish I did more, and that's just focusing on deep breathing, focusing on centering yourself. I am not a guided meditation expert at all, but for the next couple minutes, I invite you as part of our community and the family that we've built together. Let's do this together and let's see if we can bring our strengths into this activity. So before we start, remind yourself of your most dominant strengths, especially if it's 1 through 5 or even 6 through 10. And let's just focus on the next couple minutes being together as we do some deep breathing. In these couple minutes together, really bring strengths into mindfulness and think about any weights or burdens that you need to take off your shoulders in order to be present in the moment. Find yourself in a comfortable position in your home or outside, and together we wanted to go through a few minutes of deep breathing. Find your setting, get set up. If you have any essential oils that you would like to use, I'm using lavender mixed with olive oil. I put it on the bottom of my feet and on my forehead. If you're seated, go ahead and elongate your spine. Make sure your eyes are closed. Feel free to lay down and relax. Begin that mindful breathing in through the nose for 2. Push the air out of your mouth for 4. Deep breaths. Eyes are closed, and you can follow along with my voice. With each breath you take, allow yourself to become more centered, to start to release and relax. Allow your mind to work your way up, starting at your feet, all the way up through your legs. And each breath you take, allow yourself to be more connected to the ground. Let your mind work your way up to your midsection. Notice any tension in this area. Take a deep breath, inhale. Exhale through the mouth, pushing all that tension away. Another nice deep breath. Exhale, work your way up your body to your shoulders. Go ahead and raise your shoulders up to your ears. Exhale, release them down. Following all the way up to your neck and your head. Noticing any tension in your face or pain in your jaw or your cheeks or your forehead. Next, big, deep in. When you exhale, release those muscles in your face down to the ground and allow your entire body to be present. Let your mind explore your own energy. Let the whole body connect. And allow yourself to feel a moment of gratitude. Gratitude for your strengths, gratitude for who you are, gratitude for the support system that you have, gratitude for the family that we are becoming. Now take energizing breaths, bringing yourself back to the present. Knowing that you can revisit this level of balance anytime you need to. And begin to start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Open your eyes and be present in the here and now. Think about yourself in your strengths. Now go forward with your day and carry the balance, and I will see you this afternoon.